Police update. Lolita Calendar, known as Lola Doll, shows improvement. The condition of Guyanese social media personality and breakout artist Lolita Calendar, popularly known as Lola Doll, is reportedly improving after she was shot multiple times outside her home in Texas Square, East Ruimveldt, Georgetown, on Saturday, September 6, 2025, around 11:35 p.m. Doctors have indicated that Calendar's condition has stabilized, and police have confirmed that they have been able to interview her as part of their ongoing investigation. Regarding the first suspect arrested in connection with Calendar's shooting, the 72-hour detention period has elapsed. He has been granted $500,000 bail and is subject to reporting conditions to the police. Another suspect, Paul Davey Jr., also known as Randall, remains in police custody as investigations continue. Authorities are actively pursuing leads in the case and will provide further updates as they become available. Orrin Fraser charged in $3 million car theft and hospital property damage case. Big Smith News Watch reports, Orrin Fraser, a 22-year-old known as Lilawati, appeared before Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Courts on Wednesday to face two separate charges. One charge accuses Fraser of stealing a motorcar valued at $3 million, along with cash and a cell phone. The second charge pertains to damage to property at the Georgetown Public Hospital Corporation, GPHC. Fraser, a sex worker residing at the intersection of Princes and Haley Streets in Wortmanville, Georgetown, is alleged to have stolen a brown motorcar with registration number PAK 537, $45,000 in cash, and a smartphone worth $40,000 on August 27 at King Street and North Road, Georgetown. In court, Fraser entered a not guilty plea, asserting that both the car and the smartphone had been returned to the owner. He claimed to have partially compensated the complainant, paying $20,000 of a $40,000 total, with an assurance to settle the remainder in September. Although the complainant confirmed receiving the car and part of the cash, he maintained that the cell phone was never recovered. In a separate case, Fraser pleaded guilty to damaging property at GPHC on September 7th. The court heard that he destroyed a computer monitor valued between $4,000 and $5,000. Fraser explained that he sought medical treatment at the hospital to flush ecstasy from his system when he was allegedly assaulted by a security officer. He admitted that, under the influence of drugs and alcohol, he could not remember throwing anything but acknowledged that the monitor might have been damaged during the incident. Chief Magistrate McGusty imposed a $50,000 fine for the hospital incident, with an alternative of 2 months in prison. For the larceny charge, Fraser was released on $75,000 bail, despite objections from the prosecution. Fraser, who has previous court encounters, is scheduled to return on October 1st for further proceedings. Armed robbery suspects arrested following Corriverton home invasion. Police in Regional Division No. 6 are investigating an armed robbery involving 43-year-old Richard Dupp and his wife, 38-year-old Walina Dupp, which occurred on August 9, 2025, around 8:20 p.m. at their home on King Street, Dukestown, Corriverton, Burbus. The robbery was reportedly carried out by 3 masked men armed with a handgun and sharp objects. During the incident, Walina Dupp was stabbed in the back by one of the perpetrators. The suspects escaped with an undisclosed amount of cash, gold jewelry, and electronic devices, totaling an estimated 2.7 million Guyanese dollars. Preliminary investigations revealed that around 8 p.m., while the victims were in their yard, the masked suspects entered and confronted them. One suspect, armed with a firearm, forced Richard Dupp and his family into the house. Once inside, the victims were ordered to lie on the kitchen floor. The armed suspect then threatened Richard Dupp and demanded money. During the ordeal, Walina was stabbed in the back, resulting in injuries. After ransacking the house and stealing the valuables, the suspects fled the scene. Police were alerted and arrived at the location around 8:30 p.m. Walina Dupp was transported to No. 75 Hospital for treatment. Acting on intelligence, detectives led by an assistant superintendent arrested 2 suspects early on August 10, 2025, at approximately 6 a.m. The arrested individuals are 31-year-old Kevin Padmore, known as Bulla, from Dukestown, and 34-year-old Cordell Small, known as Mad Dog, from number 77 housing scheme, Riverton. Both suspects are currently in custody at the Springlands police station. During interviews, Padmore and Small admitted to planning and executing the robbery alongside a third suspect known only as Moses. They claimed that no firearm was used during the robbery. Instead, they employed a cutlass and a knife. Efforts are underway to locate and apprehend the third suspect. The arrested individuals remain in custody as the investigation continues. Win finalizing list of representatives for Parliament. News source Guyana reports. The newly formed Win Party is in the final stages of confirming its list of representatives for the National Assembly as it prepares for the upcoming parliamentary session. Among the candidates are former APNU plus AFC members of Parliament Tabitha Sarabohali, Dawn Hastings-Williams, and Natasha Singh. These three were part of a group of former APNU members who departed from the party leading up to the elections, during which APNU lost significant voter support and its traditional strongholds. Also joining the list are former Gaisuko Estate Manager Vishu Pandey, Dr. Ryan Richards from Region 10, Beverly Cornelius from Region 2, Gordon Barker from Region 3, Nandrini Singh from Region 4, and Gaban Harbhajan from Region 6. Win Party leader Azruddin Mohammed confirmed that he will also take a seat in the National Assembly, representing one of the 16 seats won by the party in the recent elections. He indicated that final selections for additional representatives will be completed in the coming days. As the main opposition party in the new parliament, Mohammed expressed his intention to assume the role of opposition leader, emphasizing the party's commitment to addressing the concerns of constituents and providing robust opposition to the current government. 177.67 pounds of narcotic found during police operation at Utflugt. In a targeted intelligence-led operation, police from Regional Division No. 3 discovered 177.67 pounds of marijuana at Lot 569 Utflugt housing scheme today between 10:30 a.m. and 2:15 p.m. Officers located a gray Premio motor car, registration number PAG 2273, parked near DC Autospan Wash Bay. They made contact with Mark Assam, the 19-year-old owner of the wash bay, who resides at the same address. A preliminary search of Assam yielded no illegal items. The vehicle was subsequently taken to the Leonora police station for further inspection. During this search, officers discovered one orange bag, one multicolored bag, and two white bags in the trunk, all containing parcels of marijuana. Assam was cautioned, arrested, and placed in custody at the Leonora police station. The narcotics were weighed in his presence, totaling 177.675 pounds. He remains in police custody pending charges, and both the vehicle and the narcotics have been lodged for further processing. La Penitence businessman arrested with unlicensed firearm and narcotics. Franz Paul, a 39-year-old businessman from Middle Road, La Penitence, was arrested yesterday after police intercepted his vehicle on Vlissingen Road, near the Square of the Revolution. Acting on information received around 6:32 p.m., officers stopped Paul's black Honda Vezel, registration number PAH 2167. He was the sole occupant of the vehicle. Upon identifying themselves, officers informed Paul that they had received intelligence regarding narcotics, arms, and ammunition in his possession. After stepping out of the vehicle, a search of Paul revealed a .22 pistol with a magazine containing 2 live rounds of ammunition in his pants pocket. When asked if he held a firearm license, Paul admitted he did not. He was subsequently arrested and cautioned about the offenses committed. Further investigation of the vehicle yielded a large garbage bag found behind the front passenger seat, containing 2 bulky parcels wrapped in transparent plastic tape. The contents were identified as leaves, seeds, and stems suspected to be cannabis. Paul was taken to the Ruimveldt police station along with the firearm, ammunition, and suspected narcotics. The firearm was processed for fingerprints, but none were detected. It was marked, sealed, and sent for ballistic examination. The suspected narcotics were weighed, totaling 2,267 grams. Paul remains in police custody as investigations continue and charges are pending. Misleading social media post on hospital equipment clarified. The Regional Health Services Department of Region 6 has addressed concerns arising from social media posts showing furniture and equipment placed along the corridor of the New Amsterdam Public Hospital. Regional Health Officer Dr. Vaneshri Kairadhar clarified that the hospital is currently undergoing significant upgrades to several wards and other sections of the facility. To facilitate the necessary work, some beds and equipment that are not in use have been temporarily placed in the corridor. Dr. Kairadhar stated that the rehabilitation works began approximately 2 weeks ago and are expected to be completed shortly. Once the upgrades are finished, the equipment will be returned to its original locations. The Regional Health Services Department assures the public that these ongoing improvements have not disrupted healthcare services at the hospital. Police seek public help in identifying suspect in acid attack. The Guyana police force is urging the public to assist in identifying a suspect involved in an acid attack on 2 women on East Street, Georgetown, on September 3, 2025. The suspect, who was seen throwing a glass bottle containing a corrosive liquid at the victims while they were out for lunch, fled the scene in a vehicle. Authorities are requesting anyone with information that could aid in the investigation to contact the nearest police station. The police assure that all information will be treated with strict confidentiality. Your assistance could be crucial in bringing the suspect to justice. Businesswoman charged with narcotics possession. Tandy Liverpool, a 50-year-old businesswoman from Schoonord, West Bank Demerara, was arrested today and charged with possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking. Liverpool appeared before Magistrate Tariq Mohammed at the Bartica Magistrates Court around 11:20 a.m. After the charge was read to her, she pleaded guilty. The court imposed a fine of $30,000 and ordered her to complete 90 hours of community service at the Vreed en Hoop police station. Court orders Melly Mel to pay over $38 million for defamation. iNews Guyana reports, controversial social media personality Melissa and Atwell, known as Melly Mel, has been ordered to pay Dr. Balwant Singh's Hospital Incorporated and its principal, Dr. Madhu Singh, over $38 million for defamation. The ruling was made by High Court Justice Fidela Corbin Lincoln on September 3. The claimants initiated the lawsuit for damages stemming from defamatory statements made by Atwell on her Facebook page over several days in June 2019. After the trial, the court determined that Atwell's statements were indeed defamatory and rejected her defense of justification. As a result, she was ordered to pay $20 million to Dr. Singh and $15 million to the hospital, along with costs of $3,150,000. Additionally, Atwell must remove all defamatory statements from her Facebook account. The claimants were represented by attorneys Robin Stobie, SC, Stephen Fraser, SC, and Chantel Scottlaw. Atwell's defense team included Sanjeev Dadadin, Donovan Ranjaya, Anessa Chow, and Mohini Anagnu. Golden Grove woman acquitted in husband's death. iNews Guyana reports, Aquiella Abrams, a 32-year-old woman from Golden Grove, has been acquitted of manslaughter in the death of her reputed husband, Michael Wilson. The High Court accepted that she acted in self-defense during the incident. Justice Priscilla Chunderhanif delivered the ruling at the Demerara High Court, concluding nearly 3 years of legal proceedings. The judge upheld a no-case submission from Abrams' attorneys, Uborn Allicock and Chantel Wright, instructing the jury to return a not guilty verdict. Abrams was initially charged with murder in October 2022 following Wilson's death and was remanded to prison. The charge was later reduced to manslaughter, and she was granted $500,000 bail in March 2023. The prosecution alleged that Abrams fatally stabbed Wilson, 40, on October 10, 2022, at their East Coast Demerara residence, where he sustained 2 stab wounds to the abdomen and subsequently died at the Georgetown Public Hospital. The trial revealed a tumultuous relationship marked by frequent quarrels, allegations of infidelity, and incidents of domestic violence, with police reports indicating that Abrams was often identified as a victim of abuse. On the day of the incident, Abrams had informed Wilson of her decision to end the relationship and began preparations to move out. A heated argument ensued, during which Wilson allegedly armed himself with a knife and wounded Abrams on her forearm. In the ensuing struggle, Abrams wrested the knife away and stabbed him twice. Her defense argued that the evidence supported her claim of self-defense and that the prosecution failed to prove otherwise. Justice Chandrahanaf agreed, ruling that the prosecution had not established beyond a reasonable doubt that Abrams acted unlawfully. With the directed acquittal, Abrams is cleared of all charges, and the case has been formally dismissed. Taxi driver charged with possession of narcotics. Tyreek Jagnandan, a 24-year-old taxi driver from Enmore, East Coast Demerara, was charged today, September 10, 2025, with possession of narcotics for the purpose of trafficking. Authorities allege he was found in possession of 3.75 pounds of gummies infused with cannabis. The charge was filed under Section 5(1)(a)(I) of the Narcotic Drugs and Psychotropic Substances Control Act, Chapter 1010. Jagnandan appeared before Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court, where he pleaded not guilty to the charges. Bail was set at $50,000. The case has been adjourned to September 24, 2025, for disclosure. Construction worker charged with murder of U.S.-based Guyanese businessman Courtney Evans. Joel Harding, a 28-year-old construction worker from Kamaka Mines, was charged with murder on September 8, 2025, following the death of Courtney Evans, a 49-year-old U.S.-based Guyanese businessman. Harding was arrested on September 1, 2025, by officers from the Mackenzie Police Station in connection with the incident, which occurred on August 31, 2025, at Kamaka Mines. During his appearance at the Linden Magistrates Court before Magistrate Russell Liverpool, Harding was informed of the charge against him. He was not required to enter a plea and was remanded to prison. The case has been adjourned to October 20, 2025, for disclosure of evidence. Family demands justice for murdered gold miner. Kaider News reports. The family of 27-year-old Christopher Stevens is demanding justice following his murder at Peruni Landing on August 18. Found face down in the river with a fatal chop wound. A postmortem confirmed he died from blunt trauma. Stevens' mother, Natasha, and sister, Tatiana, expressed frustration over the slow police investigation, noting that no charges have been filed against the suspects. Tatiana said the last update indicated that the suspects were reporting regularly to the Bartica police station, but progress has been minimal due to issues with a key eyewitness. Stevens, the family's breadwinner, was new to the area and had no known disputes. His last call to his brother revealed he felt threatened, and his body was discovered the next day. The family is urging police to expedite the case and ensure thorough investigations. Regional Police Commander Dion Moore confirmed 3 suspects were arrested, but no charges have been made pending legal advice from the Director of Public Prosecutions. Venezuela denies collusion with Mohammeds. Kaider News reports. Venezuelan ambassador to Guyana, Carlos Amador Perez Silva, has denied any collusion between the Venezuelan government and businessman Azruddin Mohammed or his father, Nazar Shell Mohammed. At a recent event, he dismissed allegations of political coordination or preferential treatment, stating, "No, why do you say that?" Responding to claims that the Mohammeds visited the Venezuelan embassy for visas, the ambassador clarified that the embassy is open to all Guyanese and that such visits are private matters. Azruddin Mohammed accused the People's Progressive Party/Civic, PPP/C, of a smear campaign, asserting that the government is using misinformation and foreign diplomats as political tools. He emphasized that he has never visited the embassy or applied for a visa. Vice President Barrett Jagdeo later stated that it was Nazar Mohammed who visited the embassy, maintaining that this was concerning amid U.S. sanctions against the family. Additionally, a U.S.-based lobbying firm, Continental Strategy LLC, was involved in drafting tweets labeling Azruddin Mohammed as a pro-Maduro puppet, suggesting he was being used to influence Guyana's affairs. The Mohammed family faces scrutiny and sanctions related to allegations of tax evasion and gold smuggling. High Court quashes magistrate's dismissal of Soku case. Kaider News reports. The High Court, led by Chief Justice A.G. Navindra Singh, has quashed a decision by Magistrate Dalon Bess that dismissed 3 fraud charges against convicted fraudster Dave Rajeshwar Prasad. Prasad, currently serving a 3-year sentence for a separate fraud case, had charges related to financial crimes and money laundering. Soku argued that Magistrate Bess improperly dismissed the charges on May 29, 2025, despite having set a new date due to his absence. Soku prosecutors were informed by the court clerk that the matters were adjourned to June 27, 2025. However, Magistrate Bess conducted hearings from a different court, leading to the dismissal of the charges in Prasad's absence. In his ruling, Justice Singh found the magistrate's actions wholly improper, emphasizing the need for proper verification before dismissing cases. Soku plans to reinstate proceedings against Prasad following the High Court's decision. Deputy Commissioner Fazil Karimbaksh expressed disappointment that legal action was necessary to uphold judicial accountability. Police investigate fatal shooting of driver Gavin Major in East Ruimveldt. Authorities are investigating the fatal shooting of Gavin Major, a 48-year-old driver, who was killed last Thursday in East Ruimveldt, Georgetown. The main suspect, 30-year-old Nevin Eversley, is currently being sought by police. According to reports, Major and Eversley were known to each other. On Thursday at approximately 11:15 p.m., Major was driving his vehicle, registration number PWW 1025, home with his cousin, Marlon Hines, as a passenger. As they drove past Eversley's residence, they heard 3 loud explosions believed to be gunshots. Eversley was reportedly standing in front of his gate at the time. Witnesses say Major stopped the vehicle, reversed, and then approached Eversley's house to inquire about the gunshots. An argument ensued between the 2 men, during which Eversley, armed with a handgun, fired 2 shots at Major before fleeing the scene. Hines and other bystanders attempted to assist Major by transporting him to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. An examination of Major's body revealed he suffered 2 gunshot wounds, one to his lower abdomen and another to his left hand. Police processed the crime scene, recovering 2 9mm spent shells and collecting blood samples for analysis. The shells have been marked and sent to the ballistics section for further examination. Efforts are ongoing to locate the suspect, Nevin Eversley, as the investigation continues.